serious?
Hi there guys, welcome to the Dutch Sheet channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I got a box. Yeah, I got a box from Rotorama or Rotora. Rotorama. And if you are new to my channel, I often build quadcopters with their frames. Not only because they make nice frames, very well constructed frames, high quality frames, but also because I want to support non-Chinese brands. In this case, a European brand. Okay, in this box I got me two frame kits. Yeah, packaged in a bag, right? So these frames are both the new body. Hey buddy! Yeah, so the body is their new freestyle frame, and it's I think their first proper freestyle frame. They've had, well, in my humble opinion, these are their first proper freestyle frames. One is a 5-inch. This one is a 5-inch frame, I think, and this is a 7-inch frame. It's basically mostly the same frame with longer and, well, shorter arms. I also had me some other parts in the box, motors and TPU prints and propellers. Yeah, I am waiting for a couple of other parts for these builds, like electronics stacks. But okay, so these frames were sent to me for free by Rotorama. The rest of the stuff, the motors and such, were paid by yours truly. Just so you know. So what I'm gonna do is review these frames. Right? They are again mostly the same frame, so one review video. And so let's see what's in these bags. Alrighty, so the build was pretty easy. Everything fit, but also this is a regular frame, right? A bottom, well, 2-stage bottom plate, top plate and 4 arms. Nothing out of the ordinary. However, I lied. I lied to you about how the arms interlock into the frame. See, the arms actually interlock into each other. These bevels, these cutouts, well, cutouts, those interlock into each other, like so. Hope that's visible. The arms slot over each other, like so. And then there's one hole in the center of that construction where you'll get a screw. Let me actually show you. You see that here, hopefully. That center screw goes through both the arms, and with that each arm is held down by 2.5 screws basically. Right? There are five screws holding on to 2 arms. Also, in this 5-inch version, the arms are again identical. However, that is not true for the 7-inch version. Here you see 2 arms and 2 other arms, and you can hopefully see they are not the same length. Pretty evident, right? The shorter of the arms are the front arms, where the longer ones are consequently the rear arms. Rear arms. Yeah, so it is. That's a different build. It is a hybrid of sorts. So in a minute I'll build the 7-inch version as well. As you'll see, it is a little bit wider at the rear, but it's not a dead cat. Back to the 5-inch frame. You can hopefully see you'll have a lot of space for your stack over here, and that would be full-size stacks, 30.5 or 30.5, which are movable. There aren't holes but slits, so you can move your stack around, but also 20x20 in the center and 20x20 at the rear. So basically more than enough mounting options. It's also a pretty long center section, giving you ample room for lipos and GoPros and such. Yeah, this especially this part here is longer than your average freestyle quad, which is nice. Lots of room. Also the arms look beefy, they look wide. And with that, even though you've got a single plate center over here, where in most frames you've got a double stacked center section, it is a little bit of bend in the frame, but that is obviously without the top plate. With the top plate on, you won't have that flex. Okay, so let me see. You do get screws for a stack, a full-size stack. You get some nylon washers for that stack. And I did get me some spare screws. I did get one miscut screw, but there are spares, so no issue at all. Let's actually build the 7-inch version as well, so we can see the differences. So, cheeky there, we've got ourselves a 5-inch frame and a 7-inch frame. And I have actually been told that this 7-inch frame accommodates 8-inch propellers if you stack up the rear arms above the bottom plate. Have the arms staggered, if you will. That way the rear arms will sit a little higher and the tips of the propellers will overlap probably a little bit that way, but they do fit in this direction. So the arms are long enough for 8-inch propellers, just so you know. Okay, so the 5-inch quadcopter is actually wider than it is long. I'll have dimensions of both of these quadcopters in the description down below if you want to check it out. And one thing you should see is that the 7-inch, like I mentioned before, has the rear arms swept back more than the front arms are swept forward. Now, why is that? Very simple reason. If they hadn't done this, the center of this frame would have been longer, would have had to be longer if all 4 arms were the same. And they didn't want to do that because the center section would have then, well, had more flex. It basically doesn't have flex, but there'd be more chance of any kind of flex. This way, the center where your flight controller is, remember, is more stiff, is stiffer. So again, that's why you see a different geometry in the 7-inch quadcopter. For as far as I understand, for as far as I can see. Okay, one more thing. I got me this set of TPU prints, which is the DJI TPU set. And that accommodates an air unit. These 2 TPU prints mount an air unit. You do get different camera mounts for a wider camera, probably. Yeah, I guess so. And an antenna mount for a double antenna. Now I will probably put a single antenna on this quadcopter with a Vista, but well, that would fit, and maybe I'll cut off one of these antenna. I don't really need to, probably, but yeah, so that's an option. There's by now also an optional GoPro mount or action cam mount. I don't have that. It wasn't finished when I got me these frames set out. So yeah, have a look at the Rotorama site. Again, you've got TPU prints from Rotorama by now. I'm not sure if they had that in the past. Oh well, you've got that option for these frames. Also, both of my frames have a Crossfire mount at the front. Obviously, you can also mount them at the rear if you want to. But yeah, so those are optional as well. Crossfire Immortal T mounts over here. Yeah, check them out. I don't think those were listed at the site, but by now probably they are. So have a looky at that. Okay, and let's have a look at the weight of these frames. Alrighty, let's actually start with a 7-inch frame here. That comes in at 159 grams. 159 grams? That is actually light. For a 7-inch frame, that's pretty light actually. See, this 7-inch, this is my iFlight DC7. That frame comes in at 190 grams. 109 grams. 109. And again, less than 160 grams. Yeah, that's pretty light. Nice. Now I will add that iFlight DC7 does fly very well, so we'll see. I will be building up this body 7.7. So yeah, again, we'll see how this flies being this light and all. It is stiff, But again, we'll see. Then the 5-inch body comes in at 147 grams, and that's actually not super duper light for a 5-inch, but I do have the mounting screws for the stack in there. But yeah, maybe let's say 5 grams less, 4 grams less. 143 grams more or less compared to my current go-to 5-inch frame. Yeah, that is a bit lighter. This is the Foxeer Aura frame, and yeah, a little bit lighter. It definitely looks different, right? Very narrow arms, narrow center section compared to this. Yeah, this definitely looks beefier, and it does weigh more. So I guess it depends a little bit on what you want. This definitely has more room in it than this Aura 5 frame. So if you want a lot of room, and maybe if you want the weight, if you add a GoPro, that weight difference doesn't even matter all that much anymore. But still, this body 5 frame is on the heavy side. Yeah. So guys, 2 new frames from Rotorama. Who knew? Good old-fashioned freestyle frames. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is because they didn't use a second layer in the center of this frame, that makes this frame a low frame. These standoffs, for instance, are pretty short. This definitely has benefits. Your battery sits lower, so your center of gravity is closer to the center of your motors, to the center of thrust, if you will. So yeah, again, that definitely has benefits. And with the top plate on this, again, is a very stiff frame. The plates themselves are a little bit thicker than you see on most quads. I guess they did that because, again, they used a single plate in the center over here. I will again be building out at least this 7-inch, and I'll give you a flight impression in a while of that. It is winter over here, so it might take a while. Oh, and also I don't have the stack for this build yet, but should be coming in a week or so. For now, I want to thank you for watching. If you are left with questions about these frames or anything else, hit me up or comment down below. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.